on. Happy Tuesday to you. Oh my God, I'm trying something new, trying something different because I was put in the hot seat yesterday with my coach. And when I tell you she put me in the hot seat, she put me in the hot seat. And I was a bit uncomfortable. And that's to be expected because if you want to grow, then that's what has to happen. If you all never seen me before, my name is Tasha Tanks. I am your go-to domestic abuse coach. I am the visionary behind No Longer Silent, where I am shaking the silence around domestic abuse and where we turn pain into power, silence into strength, and we turn survivors into leaders to inspire awareness, accountability, and transformation. If you have not become a subscriber, I would encourage you to become a subscriber. Go ahead and hit that like button and share it with anyone that you believe that will be that my content will be a blessing to them. But while we are, before I even get started, I'm gonna try my best not to be on here long because I want to just say what I need to say, get it out, and that be that, and then we can go on to the next thing. So if y'all would just please bear with me, because I'm actually trying to go live on a trying to go live on another platform, which I have never done before at the same time. Y'all, I was working hard and not smart. So right now I am doing my best to work smart. How about that? Okay. When you jump on, say hello to me. Hey, 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 thank you so much for being here. Again, if you are just now joining me, my name is Tasha Tanks. I am the go-to domestic abuse, excuse me, go-to domestic abuse coach. I am the visionary behind No Longer Silent, where I am shaking the silence around domestic abuse. And we turn pain into power, silence into strength, and survivors into leaders to inspire awareness, accountability, and transformation. And I just want to come on here and just talk to you for a moment about what is going on and what's happening and why I am here. And to my Facebook family, thank you so much for being here. If you come across this live while I'm on here, or if you come across the replay, I appreciate it. Thank you so much to my YouTube family, those that are here. And let me just go ahead and tell you, if you have not been on any of my platforms before and you have seen me for the first time, I am a zero tolerance person. I have zero tolerance for foolishness. That's something that I do not entertain. I do not give my energy to that. So if you're coming on here to disturb or distract what God is doing on this platform today, then you are sadly mistaken if I'm going to um, pay you any attention, because that's not what we're doing. So while I'm here, I wanted to just say that I want to talk to you about the hard conversations. And this is something that my my sister, she and I was having a conversation with our mom, and we were just talking about a conversation just in general about life and about family, and how families, we don't we hide things and we don't want people to know who we really are, and we sweep things up under the rug. But I want to talk to you today about a event that I'm having that's coming up, and it's called The Onion. It's a brunch, and it's going to be in North Carolina in Charlotte, and it's called The Onion, peeling back the layers. And basically, what that brunch is going to be, it's not just a meal; it's a healing movement. It's about you getting down to the core of your being and being healed from the things that you have experienced in your life, whether it be emotional trauma, domestic abuse, anger, abandonment, rejection, whatever it is that you have dealt with in your life. Then the onion is a way, and it's just a metaphor because I like to demonstrate and I like to be creative in that way, because sometimes people just don't believe when you telling them things. Sometimes they have to see it in order for them to believe what they are, hearing. And I just want to share with you today about the onion and what it represents when it life. And it's today's topic is actually, I just titled it The Hard Conversations. Conversations that we don't want to talk about. And then those hard conversations can bring about the hard answers that we do not want to hear. And when we don't want to hear those conversations, or when we don't want to receive those answers, and we don't want to have those conversations, things continue to be in a cycle. That person will continue to be in the same place that they've always been in their entire life, and it makes them miserable. I'm telling you something that I know that I've experienced in my own life. I was angry growing up. I was angry as a little girl because my biological father wasn't in my life. And he wasn't there because there was a reason behind it. And I didn't find out until years later, when I was in my 30s, maybe mid to late 30s, why he needed to be absent. That's another conversation at another time that I will save for my subscribers, for my membership in that community only. And I want to just tell you that everybody that goes through something, they're not willing and they're not open to sharing it because of the heaviness behind it, the fear behind it, the embarrassment behind it, the guilt behind it, the shame behind it, and they don't want to share it, and which is fine. Now, me on the other hand, God has me in a place where I am sharing these things. And I'm learning what to share, when to share it, and who to share it with. And I just want to tell you today that everything that you will hear today, it is for a reason. It is just for you to think about it. And I just want to give you a demonstration about something. Earlier, you heard me say that I'm having a brunch called The Onion, peeling back the layers. And that to me is one of the most profound things that God has revealed to me this year, because healing process, and it's not easy. Healing is messy, it's frustrating, it's lonely, it's confusing. And when I said healing is messy earlier this year, and I said I hated it, I meant it. I meant exactly what I said, because I did hate it. And I don't want to stay in that place where I hate healing. I'm actually moved out of that space. But healing is still lonely. It's still frustrating. It hurts, and healing is painful, but healing is also necessary. So the one thing that I am learning now about it is that a lot of us do not want to experience the healing. We don't want to pull back the layers. We don't even want to start to uncover that. So I want to show you this onion. Y'all see this? And part of the onion is the top layer is peeling. Part of it is exposed. And part of it is actually bruised. Now, when I say the onion, some people might say, well, who is the onion? Or, I mean, go a little deeper. Like, you're still on the surface. When I say onion, I'm talking about you as the person. You are the onion. And the onion, you, you represent all of the things that you have endured in your life. Now, me, it was domestic abuse, abandonment, rejection. That's what I felt from my biological father because he was not there and he didn't need to be there. And God revealed to me later why he wasn't there and what God did for me in his absence. And he protected me. So I'm grateful for that. But I have learned that this onion, it represents us. But if you are, now I'm not a chef. Now I can cook, but my husband, he is the cooker in the family. He does all the cooking. But I know one thing that I have experienced in my life when I cooked and I used onions. I cut an onion, tears would form. They would come out of my eyes and I had no control of it. So if you ever cut an onion in your life, when you cut that onion, tears will flow out of your eyes. And it's because there is a chemical in an onion that comes out. If you cut an onion, and this is something that I've been researching and I've been learning along the way in this process, that when you cut an onion and you have a dull knife, that's what produces, that's what cuts, that chemical is released because the knife is not sharp enough to just slice right through the onion. And that's what produces the tears. Now, on the spiritual side of this, now that's the natural side, but on the spiritual side of this, you being the onion and the knife. Now, depending on what knife you use, it can be a knife that has edges. It can be this knife. People use different knives to cut their onion. But the reason why I wanted to show you that is because the knife represents the decisions that you make in your life. And every decision that we have made in our life is those decisions haven't always been great. One decision could be that you were exposed to something at an early age that you should not have been exposed to because you, for one, you were young, and two, you were not mature enough to process the information or process what happened to you or what you were shown. Another decision could be that you decided to be intimate with someone that you thought you was ready to be intimate with. But when in actuality, you thought it was love, but really it was lust. Been there, done that too. So basically what I'm saying is the decisions that you make in your life will determine the tears that comes out of your eyes. That's what produces the tears. That's what causes the pain. So the knife is just basically the decisions that you've made. And you being the onion, when you make those choices, those tears come out. The hurt comes out. The pain comes. And now you have to go through a healing process. But sometimes people don't always go through the healing process immediately. It takes them years and years and years and years to own it, to embrace it, to accept it, to acknowledge it. People just would rather, and I'm speaking, of course, for myself as well. I can't speak for you, but let me rephrase that. I'm speaking for myself. I don't know what you've gone through in your life, but I know what I have experienced in my life. And it took me a long time to realize, to accept, to embrace that I need healing. And the only way that that healing process would start is when I decided that I needed to start peeling back the layers, knowing that it would hurt, knowing that it would be painful, and knowing that it will take a long time because healing is not an overnight process. Healing can take years. So that's something that I just wanted to bring to you all today to just share with you and to just let you know that when you decide to make that choice to start peeling back the layers of your onion, to start going through the healing process, to accept the pain that will come with the healing process, the hurt that will come with the healing process, because now you're getting ready to expose yourself in a place where you will ultimately be that will where you'll be lonely. You'll be by yourself because you're the only one that can go through the healing that you need for you. So I just wanted to come on here and share that with you to let you know that in your life, you will experience things and it will hurt. How you handle them is up to you. That's between you and God. And I guarantee you that God will be with you every step of the way. Well, my name is Tasha Tanks. I am your go to domestic abuse coach. I am the visionary behind No Longer Silent, where I'm shaking up the silence around domestic abuse, whether it happened in families or with an intimate partner. And we turn pain into power, silence into strength, and survivors into leaders to inspire awareness, accountability, and transformation. And remember, be who God created you to be, nothing more and nothing less.